Hey everyone, it's Danielle Sunderhouse. I wanted to talk to you today about the subconscious mind and how the subconscious mind is controlling your results. Most people assume that it's just, hey, think positive, and I'm going to have great results. But that's not the case. What's going on is we are controlled through our paradigms, our multitude of habits that have gone through our lives and been passed down from generations, from our parents to our grandparents to our great-grandparents to sometimes people we've never even met. And it's those habits that are stuck and lodged in our subconscious mind. What we're going to do today is we're going to break that down more. We're going to talk about this secret genie, how we can actually control what our results are, how by just understanding this simple concept, our entire life can switch and can turn. So I'm going to take you through a drawing today where we actually look at our mind, our mind itself. If I was to say to you, think about your mind, what do you think about? You're probably thinking, okay, it's my brain, or it looks like noodles or mesh, or it's gray. But if you really think, what does my mind look like? Do you have a picture that comes up? If I tell you, think about your refrigerator, immediately you're in your kitchen, staring at your refrigerator. The thought of that refrigerator pops onto the screen of your mind. But the thought of your mind, it causes confusion. And with confusion, we do not have order. In order to achieve the results we want in our life, we need order. We need to understand the concept of our mind to achieve our goals. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to take you through a drawing on the mind. So let's go ahead and look at the mind. We're going to draw this great big picture. And I know it looks funny. And the reason that most people laugh is because it seems so elementary. But that's just it. Changing your results is basic, but it's a basic thought over and over and over and over again. But we complicate it. We complicate it because we don't understand this. We don't understand how the thoughts you think over and over and over again and what you've been told over and over and over again lead to your results. So this right here is your mind. Okay, here's our body. Our mind is separated into two categories. We have the conscious mind up here, so we're going to label that with a C, and we have our subconscious mind down here. Our conscious mind is our book smart mind. It is our feeling mind. It is the part of the mind that, it's our five senses. It's what you can see, what you can smell, what you can hear, what you can taste, what you can touch. And we have these little antennae up here for our five senses, and they flow into our conscious mind. That's our book smart mind. That conscious mind's what we've been told in school, what our parents have taught us. That's our book smart mind. Most of us let this start to sink into our subconscious mind and start to control our results. But here's the key. We have to take control of that subconscious mind. We have to actually sit there and say, I am in control of me. My results are a direct reflection of my thoughts, my beliefs, and my actions. So to control your results, control your thoughts. Your thoughts then start to translate into the actions that you do. Your actions then start to control and come into more thoughts. And those thoughts and those beliefs start to lead to our results. So we have to go with what we call praxis, the integration of thought and belief, and then that becomes your behavior. So your thoughts and your beliefs come together, and they then start to show what your behaviors are. So as we go through, and we learn about our conscious mind. Like I said, that's our book mind. That's what we've been taught in school. This subconscious mind down here, though, that's what we've learned over and over again. This is this X idea, what we see as our reality right now. Our present reality, that's our X idea. But what happens when we want to change our subconscious mind? What do we need to do? We need to implant first in our conscious mind, our mind, our thinking mind, everything that we're thinking about, we have to implant a new idea. But we can't just do it one time. We've got to do it over and over and over again. So our conscious mind has the ability to accept, reject, or believe whatever we put into it. So are you going to accept it? Are you going to start to believe it? Or are you going to reject it? So when we first put in a new idea, this why idea, we start to reject that idea. Our conscious mind says, no, you can't do that. We come up with a million reasons why we can't do something. But instead, what we need to focus on is why we can do it. It's because of the repetition of that idea over and over and over again, we start to believe it. I'm sure you all have heard, if you tell yourself a lie often enough, you'll start to believe it. That's so true. It's absolutely true. That thing you're thinking, that thought that you tell yourself over and over and over again becomes reality because you've told yourself it enough that you start to believe it. So what we need to do is keep putting this why idea, this why idea, this why idea into our mind. And as we put it into our mind, it slowly starts to filter into our subconscious mind. But it's constant repetition. It's constant over and over and over again. There's only two ways we can change the thought, that X idea. It's through repetition or an emotional impact. Something dramatic, something that you see as a life-changing event hits you, wham, and you change. Those are the two ways for you to change. The one way most of us go through for change is constant repetition. Saying that thought, believing that thought over and over and over again. So, as this why idea starts to come through, we start to internalize it more. We start to think we can do it. But as soon as we start to go through that, our body is still in this X vibration, this other idea we don't like. So as it's going through our mind and sinking to our subconscious, we then have to change it all the way through until our subconscious mind accepts. It can only accept what you feed it. Your subconscious mind cannot reject anything that is planted in there. So as you plant that why idea over and over and over again, you finally accept it. And then it then translates through into a why ideas. Your body is now in that why energy. And when you get into that why energy, your results turn into that why idea. So all the actions that you're taking through become this why idea. This why idea is your new idea. It's now the life you're living. Here's the kicker. Your why idea is now going to be your old habit. So once you really start to get that life you want, it's time to grow more. Because remember, as soon as you become satisfied, as soon as you stop growing, you're content and you're complacent, and things around you are going to just stay where they are. We're put here to grow. Look around you. Nature is about abundance and health and happiness and just growing. If you were to stop cutting your grass all summer, think about how tall it would get. Think about how much it would drive your neighbors crazy. But think about how tall that grass would get. That grass is going to grow and grow and grow and grow until something stops it. But unfortunately, humans do it the other way. We're supposed to be growing and growing and growing, but we stop ourselves. We stop ourselves because we are afraid to change that idea in our subconscious mind. Our conscious mind is what we see around us. It's our senses, but that's what we're living through. We can't live through other people's realities of what they see as real. You have to change and internalize those ideas in your subconscious mind over and over and over again until they become so real and so fixed in your mind, you become that person. It's that person that you want to be that changes what actions you take and ultimately the results you get. So it sounds simple, and it is a simple concept. But in order to change things, change your thinking, change your mind, change your subconscious mind with constant repetition. Until next time, thank you everyone. This has been Danielle Sunderhouse.